Blood Shinobi here, bringing What If Naruto Was a senju, and this is part 4. So, for the recap, we kinda went on the grounds of Raza's going to force his daughter Gaara to get with Naruto. So, basically, last part, Naruto met Raza, the Sand Trio, Jiraiya and Tsunade went, Gaara's seal was fixed, Gaara's the girl, and is also the ship. So that's what we distinguished in the last part. Now here's the intro.
Ashes, when do we burn away? Used to be oh so close, now I see you. Just turn around and leave me. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain.
A 10-year-old Naruto sat next to Tsunade and Jiraiya. They had just recently left Suna. They go there every 6 months so Naruto can catch up with the girl he likes, the one that he feels the most with, the one he loves, the one that he wants to be with. But at the same time, he doesn't know if he can or not, because it's Naruto. He hasn't really actually ever been with someone, but they spend a lot of time together. Well, they had recently left about 2 days ago to head to Iowa. Tsunade was going to Iowa so that she can, well, what's the word called? So she can help them out with some of their ill. A bunch of them have recently fallen sick. And, well, because Naruto is with Tsunade, he has to go, which he doesn't mind. He would have rather have stayed there and been with Gaara instead of coming, but his grandmother said he had to come, so he will do it because his grandmother Tsunade Senju said he was to come. So that's what he's doing. Jiraiya was standing there. He is, well, of a funny case. He's recently started to fall for Tsunade. Tsunade had fallen for him. Well, what can they say? They had a kid together. They had his mother. Jiraiya is an Uzumaki. And Naruto could have gone with his mother's name, but he has decided that he would go, well, with his mother's name, which is Senju. His mother always went with Senju so that she could, well, be a Senju, be known as a Senju. But at the same time, she changed it to Uzumaki when she was a kid, so that she wouldn't be called out as a senju, so she would get to live by herself, so she wouldn't be forced into the Uchiha and Senju fighting. And that also gave her time to be with her best friend, Mikoto. So that's where they were. They were busy doing what they normally do, and that is, well, Naruto was giving him piggyback. Well, he would normally get a piggyback, but now he doesn't get piggybacks. He's walking alongside Jiraiya and Tsunade. So, what's Iowa like? Asked Naruto. It's a place that you will enjoy, I'm sure of it, said Tsunade. That's good. I like places like that, said Naruto. Naruto, you like any place that's good for you, and one that you can possibly visit with your lady friends when you're older. But you never know, she might not be your friend forever, said Jiraiya. Tsunade just gave him a dare, an evil smile. Well, to Jiraiya, of course, not to Naruto. She wouldn't want anything happening to Naruto, so she doesn't really tell him about real matters like that. She doesn't tell him what a woman can do if she doesn't fall for a man. But if Naruto fell for her, she wouldn't know how she'd be able to get him out if she didn't love him back. But at the same time, he's just a kid. He'll get over it eventually. All kids get over little simple crushes. That's what she hopes it is at least. Naruto and Tsunade and Jiraiya started walking through Iowa. Well, and the Tushikage was standing there. Oh, what do I have of the pleasure of having the Toad Sage here as well, along with another Sanin. Well, all three Sanin are here at once. Wow, what a great opportunity," said Anoiki. Tsunade and Jiraiya both looked shocked at this. All three Sanin. That means Orochimaru is here. And behind them appeared Orochimaru, and he had about 20 Iowa missing in on his back with his snakes. He looked at Anoiki. "Thank you. These will be very nice to add to my collection. So if I was you, Anoiki, I would really trust who I bring into this village. But really, you should trust my companions here. They could have killed me easily, but, they didn't, so maybe it's just your luck." That's all that they said, he said before casually walking out of the gate, without anyone trying to stop him. Jiraiya would have, but he just looked defeated, and he couldn't be bothered. Then there was Naruto. He walked past Anoiki to find something. "What is it, Naruto?" asked Tsunade. Naruto just shrugged his shoulders and continued walking through the village. Tsunade had been taken to the hospital, and Jiraiya, he went to go find Naruto. But he really couldn't. He was trying whatever he could, but then yet again, he couldn't find Naruto. Naruto is a complex being, one that most ninja wouldn't be able to find. He's improved in stealth a lot. He can hide from Jiraiya for a couple of hours without anything. But then yet again, at the same time, it's Naruto. If he wanted Jiraiya to know where he is, he would know where he is. But then Jiraiya noticed something. There was a girl. She was following him. He doesn't know why, but he decided it would be unwise for her to continue following him. If she is evil, if she is annoying him, he will kill her. He turned around to see Anoiki. "You're doing something to my granddaughter, are you?" asked Anoiki. Jiraiya just shook his head. "No, I thought she was following me. I thought she was going to attack me. I did nothing. I just turned around," said Jiraiya. Jiraiya not wanting to start another war. Just let it slide. He was followed for the next 2 hours by Anoiki's granddaughter. With Tsunade, she was handling as many patients as she possibly could. Why? Because it's what she wanted to do. It's because it's what she's going to do. She has to do it to get the pay, and so that there can be a peace treaty between Anoiki and Teresa. She doesn't want another war. Definitely not with her looking after her grandson. But she never knows. There might be one. And if she doesn't do this, it might, and one of them dies on her, it could lead to her as trying to kill Iowa Ninja for Konoha. And she can't be trusted. So she was going to do her best as she possibly could to save them. They were people too. They had gotten over her fear of blood, and she was remembering her trying to save her brother and her past lover down. But at the same time, she had Jiraiya now, so she just let that slide. She continued hailing all of them over with Naruto. He was walking through Iowa. He had discovered every nook and cranny you possibly could think of. He was enjoying what he was doing here. It was very funny. He was really happy that he was doing jack shit. He was just being Naruto. He was scouting out the village for possible candy shops and to see some ninja do some jutsus. Naruto really likes it when he gets to learn jutsus from his grandma and grandfather, but that's not really a lot. They don't always teach him how to do jutsus because he's too busy working on his wood release to learn normal jutsus like water release jutsus. Well, his water affinity, his earth affinity, and his affinities. He found out he has all affinities, which is rare. maybe it's because of the Uzumaki, the Namikaze, and the Senju blood in him. But he doesn't mind. He's going to be a powerhouse. He's just always working on his wood release. So whenever he goes to a village, he always tries to get some jutsus out of them, or learn some hand signs to try and practice the jutsus by himself. Jiraiya recently started teaching him sealing. Well, about after they went to go and seal Shikaku because Naruto wanted to be a seal master. He had to go at Jiraiya for not letting him be a seal master, and he said something about, "I've got the knack for it, surely let me be. Come on, Grandpa, come on," is all he remembers. He doesn't really remember hooking up to him, and he doesn't want to. Definitely not. He doesn't want Gara thinking that bad about him. So he's just gonna pretend as if it never happened, because he never did. He's never, ever, 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 ever sucking up to his grandfather. He never, ever has. He never will, and he never has. That's all he can think of. And then the guy from before, the one that he thinks the name's Inoki, walked past. Him and this little girl. Come on, Kurotuchi, be nice to the Konoha brats, alright? They're helping us out a big deal. Anyways, that one that walked off could be a huge asset. Because if he's going with them, it means he has a huge potential. If he just somehow up and disappears, they will suspect something. So if he's a young shinobi and powerful, and we can use him, Konoha, we become a peace treaty, and then something bad happens, he just dies or disappears, and we brainwash him, we could have someone like that, okay? And you could have yourself your future husband, the one you're always talking about, one that's strong and one that can live up to a Kage, or be with a Kage at least. So if I was you, I would just think on the bright side. If he's been trained by the Sanin, he's got to be strong, and he's not even in his prime yet. So if I was you, I would just leave it be for now, Kurotuchi. Go home, get some rest, said Inoki. Kurotuchi, that's who Naruto thinks it is, just left. Naruto walked past Inoki with his hood on. Inoki didn't take notice of him, he didn't care. It was just a simple, I was civilian. If they heard what he was doing to Konoha Brat, they wouldn't care much, because it means they could have an advantage against any other village, which is what they all want, because they don't want Iowa being one of the weak ones. It has to be the best. Well, that's kind of what Inoki wants. It's what he's getting, to be exact. He will make Iowa the strongest ninja village if it's the last thing he does. But then there was something that shocked him. The boy's hood came down, and it was the boy he was talking about. The boy didn't run, he just walked past. Continued walking. He must not have heard me. That's good. I don't want him saying anything to Jiraiya or Tsunade, because then they might not help my patients and my shinobi, and that's not good. But then, yet again, if he does, it means that we just keep him here. Attack him, keep him captive. He won't be able to get to them anytime soon. The bunch of Ombu who was sitting on the thing had been ordered to attack him on sight, capture him on sight by Kurotuchi, who had sunshined into the Tuchikage's estate, and they all came around Naruto. There was about 10 of them. They all had Naruto surrounded, and he was knocked on the back of the head. Ha 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 ha, thought Inoki. Over with Tsunade and Jiraiya. Tsunade had just got home, got to the apartment she was told to go to by Inoki. This surprised her though. Naruto wasn't there. He must have made a friend or two, and decided that he'd stay at theirs tonight. She didn't care much, because as long as Naruto's having fun, she doesn't care. She just wants her grandson to be a happy child. She didn't spend much time with her daughter a lot. Well, she did, but at the same time, she didn't. She doesn't know how to explain it. But she does know one thing. She loves Naruto as her own kid. Well, he is her kid's kid. So that kind of goes for something, doesn't it? She thought. And then this was Dryer. He was passed out, and you could smell the booze on him. He had been drinking. She doesn't know why he had been drinking, but it's Jiraiya. What else is there for you? But then yet again, she hadn't had any in a while. And she's got half the patients to do tomorrow. The ones that needed checkups and results that could only come tomorrow. She's not happy. She needs to get out of this village. It gives her the creeps. Tsunade went to go lay down next to Jiraiya. She whispered something into his ear. "Where's Naruto?" "Where's Naruto?" she asked, but he was snoring and passed out, so she wasn't getting much of an answer out of him. She would acknowledge that. So she just got lay down next to him and planted a kiss on his cheek, and passed out. 7 hours later, Tsunade woke up. Her hands were wrapped around Jiraiya. She doesn't care. She got up and kissed him on the cheek again, got dressed, and walked out the door. She didn't know why she was naked. She didn't remember going to bed naked, so Jiraiya must have woke up. Of course he did. When doesn't he wake up during the night just to give me a little taste of my medicine, of his medicine to me? She chuckled to herself. But then yet again, Jiraiya is always mischievous around her. She couldn't understand why, but she knew exactly why. He loved her, and she loved him. She could just never really express herself 24/7. She continued on her way back to the hospital. When she got there, the Tsuchikage was happy. He was cheerful all of a sudden. Maybe it's because of the results that she had been given out yesterday. That was always a good sign, because he was happy. "Why are you so cheerful?" asked Tsunade, who kinda already knew why. She hoped she knew why. Maybe it's not something sinister to keep her here for her results. But he wouldn't do that. He couldn't. She'd just smash her way out and just dry her here. So there's no way he is getting her. And he knows that. She knows that. Hell, anyone in all of Iowa knows that they can't keep Tsunade of the Sun in. "Oh, nothing. Just that your results are really fine." I like that. Because the quicker you get them all done right, and then after the quicker you get them done, they're healed. And then the quicker you get out of here. I don't like Konoha. And I don't like anyone that's friends or any relation to that man. The one that you called your fourth Hokage. And you're his mother. So I don't accept you. But your results always pay out. So I guess it's a good thing then that your results are always paying out. And said Anoiki, who just walked out the room. Tsunade was happy that her results were good, because the quicker this was all done, the quicker her, Naruto, and Jiraiya could leave, and that's good for her. She needs to get Naruto into some quick more chakra control and some more practices, and then she will have herself a powerful shinobi. Again in one ways. Chunin, maybe. Jonin, she doesn't hope so. But with his Mukutan ability, yeah, she can see that happening. With Jiraiya, he had finally woken up. It had been about 3 hours after Tsunade had left. He looked down to see himself naked. Last night, our little makeout session while we were both half asleep really happened. I thought that was just a dream, chuckled Jiraiya. Jiraiya called out to Naruto. "Naruto, get up now, boy," said Jiraiya. Naruto didn't call out. Jiraiya got dressed and went to go see where Naruto was. Naruto wasn't in there. He couldn't be bothered to look for him yet. He's probably out doing whatever that boy does. Actually, I never honestly remember hearing him come home. What did that dumbass get himself into? for Jiraiya. Jiraiya just got dressed, went for a shower, then fully got redressed again, and then made himself some rice bowls or some food for breakfast. He had eggs and toast and bacon. Yeah. He started eating it, and his thoughts continued to drift to Naruto. Where the hell is that brat at? He's a real troublemaker. I hope he's not dead, because then Tsunade would kill me, and then I'll have to explain to her that I didn't see him the night before. And then she would kill me for not telling her and looking for him all night until I found him. But Tsunade wouldn't kill me, right? We could always have another kid, and then in about 20 years or so, they could have a kid, chuckled Jiraiya. Well, he didn't want Naruto to die because he's got the Mukiton ability. And if Orochimaru was in town with all his experiments, he might just try and look for Naruto just so he can figure out why he is with two of the Signing, his two friends, two old comrades. But he just hopes that he doesn't know anything that would put any of them in harm. That's what he hopes. But it's Orochimaru. You can never be too sure of what that snake knows and how much he knows. Over with Naruto. He had finally just woken up 2 hours after Jiraiya woke up. So that's the time. Naruto was just standing there. The Kuratuchi girl, or whatever her name was, stood over Naruto. She had no underwear or no clothing on. She looked at Naruto with a smirk on her mouth. "How old are you?" she asked. Naruto just gulped at this. 10? How old are you? Asked Naruto. "Oh, just the age of 15. Now, I want to ask you something, whatever your name is," said Kuratuchi. "What is it?" asked Naruto. Kuratuchi just looked at Naruto. "Do you know how to please a woman?" is all that Kuratuchi asked. So this is where we end this part off. So should I get Kuratuchi to basically rape Naruto, or should he just find a way to break out? Tell me in the next part. But peace for now.